Hi, so Chris has asked or suggested that for the video for this week, we're going to look at options for carrying nutrition, bottles, etc., and spares on a bike. Chris has specifically asked about long course, which is one where there's a little bit more optionality about how you do things, just because you're carrying more. But I'm also going to step it back and cover all distances. Okay, so before we get into the video, and there's quite a lot behind me, so this one might be a couple of minutes. The one kind of overriding principle is there are options and there's choices to be made. So there's trade-offs and there's options around how you want to do something. So the key on this one is you take your time through training, step by step, work through those options to find something that works for you and is optimized for the situation you're going to be in when you're racing. So primarily this is about racing and the race event. So things like the weather, etc., for your event, the distance for your event is how you want to consider as you're going through that optimization. So the three variables, I've got some notes to make sure I stay on track. Okay, first variable you want to consider is the race distance. If you're going full distance, Ironman distance, you're going to be looking at a different volume of nutrition that you're going to have to consume through the duration of that race than if you're doing a sprint. Second one is your race objectives. So if you are looking to perform at your absolute best and you're looking to really optimize, you may take a higher risk strategy in terms of what you would carry for spares, for example, particularly on a shorter course. So these two variables interplay a little bit. If you're looking for a race objective, which is to complete a long distance and time and performance is less critical to you, you may err on the side of being more conservative with what you take and trade off some of that reliability to complete versus the out and out sheer performance in terms of weight, etc., and aero. The last one is the level of self-sufficiency that you want to have. So it kind of plays in a little bit with these, the first two. So that's things like how much spares are you willing to take? So are you going to take an Allen key? Are you going to take a couple? Would you take a full multi-tool? They play in a little bit with your race objectives and the race distance based on if you're carrying less stuff, you're likely to find your bike is lighter and you're going quicker. The more stuff you carry, the more stuff you've got to lug around with you. And there's a trade-off here. Right. So, covered that, right. So, what is it you're actually having to look to carry? So there's two parts to what you look to carry. So one part is nutrition, and the other part is tools and spares to keep you going in the event of a mechanical. So behind us, there's various options for tools and spares and different degrees with which you can solve for this. Same with nutrition. So before we get onto that, looking at probably the longer duration end, how do you even narrow down to making these selections? Because actually, the selection isn't, first of all, how do you carry things? It's what are you going to be carrying? So I've got a four step process on here, Scott and his logic. So the first thing to think about is what nutrition. So if we look at the nutrition side first, what nutrition are you going to be happy consuming? So it's almost what products are you looking for? You want to do this in combination with what products are going to be on the course itself. It really helps simplify your strategy for carrying nutrition if you're happy with consuming some of the on-course nutrition. Um, so that don't, it's not only the liquid products. So you will get water, guaranteed. Everyone's happy with that. But also have a think about, am I happy eating a banana? Do they have bananas in the course? Is there other things that they might hand out during the cycle that I can pick up quite easily? So it's there are things on the course, particularly bananas is the big one, some form of energy cake product that they may well hand out on the course, which you wouldn't normally take with you on a standard ride. Some of you might take bananas, but it's not as common. So you can think about these variables as well. So have a look, first of all, and look at the race information, what products are being given out on the course. And for the longer courses, they'll give you a little bit of an aid station map normally. So they'll lay out what order they have products in, so you can even see ahead of time, okay, this is where I'm going to be able to pick things up. Bear in mind, some of this may change due to COVID. So some of the races may have a policy where you have to stop and it's self-service rather than handing out products from the roadside. So that might lead into how self-sufficient you want to be or not. So assume though, step one, we choose the type of products we're going to be happy with, right? So step two is the duration you're going to be out. So this helps us then work out the totality of the products that we're going to be carrying or need to source on the course. So that gets us to the second stage. So step three is that choice then. If you're happy with on-course nutrition or not, what are you having to carry yourself? So you've worked out how much you're going to need, what is available, how much you want to carry yourself. And step four is actually looking at the carrying options. So that's what we'll go on to now. I'll join these videos together and I'll show you on my bike with a bit more of a close-up.